Welcome back, everybody. It is the return of Real Sports right here on the Who Are They Real Entertainment Network. I, of course, am your host, Colin the Conqueror Morris, joined by Matt the Master Thomas. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, sir. Had to cover Cleveland State girls basketball for my capstone class, and that was honestly really interesting. Got to support female
I
sport.
will trade you a capstone class coverage for this schedule. Ready for my weekend schedule, sir?
Yes.
Strap in. Okay. Men's basketball for College of Charleston, Thursday, 7 o'clock. Women's basketball, 11 a.m. on Friday. Men's basketball for replay only due to a tournament happening at our stadium, 4 p.m. Men's basketball, us, broadcasted 7:30 p.m. Saturday, 1 p.m. broadcast for volleyball. Saturday, 5 p.m. College of Charleston broadcast. 7:30 must-run broadcast just for official replay during the tournament. Same thing, 10:30 a.m. Sunday, 1 p.m. Sunday volleyball. That's like 9 games in a weekend.
Jesus.
Want to talk some sports?
Yes, please.
Let's do it. So let's get into the wire as we break down the stuff that is trickling on in as stuff keeps going on. The biggest stories in the sports world as we discuss number 1, but number 12 in the program in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers cannot decide whether or not he is vaccinated or not. Ergo, my point of view,
He's a dumbass.
he's a dumbass as we get into this. So, Aaron Rodgers was apparently petitioning the NFL all offseason to claim or to validate that his immunization process that was due to, as he claims, a what are you? You are allergic reaction to the mRNA. As we get scientific, that's the part of the DNA that will latch on to you and make your cells immune to a disease. He claimed to be allergic to the stuff in the virus, in the vaccine, excuse me. So, being allergic to that stuff, he went out and sought his own bit of remedies. The NFL did not approve these remedies as an approved vaccination alternative. So, Aaron has in fact been acting as a vaccinated human, but he's non-vaccinated. So now the Packers have been fined. He has tested positive. So great job on that stuff, even though we know you can still test positive even if you've gotten vaccinated, of course. So this, of course, is not like a knock on, hey, your thing will work. Just sarcasm. But Matt, your response to this is kind of a fluid situation, if you will, because now he has to. Now the Packers are going to suffer some sort of ramifications for this because if he hasn't been going through the same steps that other, quote, unvaccinated players have been going through, this is going to be preferential treatment. And I mean, my initial reaction is I think this might truly be the last dance just because of all this. And he might just be one of those people that might not want to deal with the NFL anymore.
It's very possible, but I also think he needs to be punished for it. Like he himself personally needs to be punished for it. He needs to be suspended because part of the rules are if you're unvaccinated, you can't be in a room with more than 3 people. You can't be unmasked around reporters in a closed area. And guess what? He's been doing exactly that. So him lying and the Green Bay Packers lying put all these other people at risk. So, like, it's irresponsible. I wouldn't be surprised if NFL reporters kind of stand behind their brethren and sisters and are like, yo, something needs to be done about this.
It's just strange to me that we're just finding out about this. And that what had this been is, it's kind of like one of those things where you think to yourself, am I only hearing about this because of, like NDAs falling, one of those things, right? Where it's like you hear things years later because NDAs expire, but is it like, was there civil litigation going on in this situation? But it's so moving, and Aaron's not playing this week. I think that's the main story we have to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
He didn't play last week. He's not going to play. He might not play this week. I think that's the big thing that people have to recognize is that we still don't know whether or not
the future.
Yeah. And sorry, all the Packers fans out there. And I have this long-standing hatred towards the Packers that has nothing to do with the organization, but a human that supports them. And it's, to me, Jordan Love is not it, bro. That was not the dude you saw in the preseason. And no offense, but Peter Mahomes over there in Kansas City, that's the twin brother of Patrick Mahomes that's currently playing quarterback for them. It's like they just don't understand that, like, that was the Packers' one opportunity to be like, no, we can do this. And there was a chance for the team to have a reaction just like the Cardinals, who went out and blew the ever-living hell out of San Francisco without Kyler Murray, which I know Buck was
Buck had to be streaking after that.
I heard so many people that I knew some Texas fans that were calling out the old Colt McCoy. That was an old thing back in the day when Colt McCoy was the quarterback going up against Alabama. It was Colt McCoy coming out for the Texas Longhorns, and Colt McCoy came out for the Cardinals. And this was an absolute stunner for them. And that just shows that Jordan Love had an opportunity to actually come out and make a difference for the Packers. And it's not like he doesn't have weapons. Here's an idea. Hand the fucking ball to Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Maybe throw the ball to Aaron Jones in the flat. Maybe run some stuff. Shug, what is up, baby? We'll talk about your boys, all right? We got to talk about that game last night, son. We got to talk about Monday Night Football because that was an absolute hullabalooza. And I might have just made that word up, but that's what it was, because they made up the rules to that game for the last 5 minutes of that game. That was the rules dictated by Las Vegas and Atlantic City. On God. As we move off of Aaron Rodgers in the NFL over to the NBA, where some strange stuff going on over there. And it's not strange because it's becoming more and more the norm. Strange is abnormal. This is normal. We got Robert Sarver, the owner.
Sarver.
Robert Sarver, excuse me, owner of the Phoenix Suns, has been accused multiple accounts of just inappropriate workplace conduct, tons of stuff. I highly recommend, I won't get into too big of the details on the specifics. I highly recommend everybody reach out and check out the Ringer NBA podcast with Raja Bell and Logan Murdoch, where Raja Bell is a former Phoenix Suns player, and he was there during the Steve Nash and Steve Kerr era. And I'll just give this little bit about where he describes a meeting of a dinner with Steve Kerr and Sarah, where Raja just says, I think I deserve a contract extension. And Sarah says, yeah, I think you do. But you want to know why I'm not going to give you one? Because I don't have to. So here is what Raja followed that up with. Never once heard a racist thing come out of the man's mouth. Man has wonderful children. But all these things stack up to a person who has lived a life of privilege. And when people live a life of privilege, they think they live upon different rules. And that's really all I'm going to speak on this, is that we are in a world where the people who control the things we love might not love them for the same reasons we do. And that's one of the things I kind of wanted to get real about on this for a second, is that it kind of blows me away that we're 7 years removed from Roger Sterling.
Donald Sterling.
Fuck.
You're just loving these names today, aren't you?
I hate them. I know their last Sterling, whatever, the asshole. And we cannot just be rid of this weird, random, like unnecessary, just hatred. And it's just this idea. I mean, there's a story of this guy coming out and saying to a pregnant Suns employee that she can no longer work for the team because she's pregnant. And of course, his attorney said, no, 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 no. He was going to
No
support
such
her
thing.
through everything.
No such thing.
No, he didn't mean it like that. He was going to support her while she took time off. Did he? No. Unnecessary. And I highly recommend, I'm just going to leave it on this. Reach out to that Raja Bell Ringer podcast. It's really great. Really gives you a primary perspective, which I think we all learn from school is important, right? You got to have primary sources and you got to have secondary sources before you make an opinion. And very biased but unbiased, because truly lived in the moment. You can have an interpretation of your reaction to what you experienced, but you can also have an unbiased, third eye view of what actually happened to other people. So I think this whole thing is just going to blow wide open. And the Blazers in the dead of the night on Friday night said, "Oh, we're going to investigate our dude too."
Yeah, it's a weird time in the NBA right now.
It sucks to be a rich white guy in the NBA, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Unless you're Luka Doncic, you're clear. So far.
I mean, considering where the first domino fell, and that was former point guard. Why is his name slipping me?
Earl Watson.
Thank you, Earl Watson. I'm like, it's Earl something. What's Earl's name?
Clearly did not play enough Earl Watson in 2K, Matt. Did not pick up Earl Watson as your 13th man in the 2K.
No, I was picking up Earl. I was picking up Earl Boykins.
Oh, I see you. I see you. Continue.
But no, I was just like, all right, well, this seems legit. Let's be honest. This seems like this is all that you'd expect it to be. It's Donald Sterling 2.0, baby.
Yeah. And the only thing that's kind of the like, oh man, is this dude gonna lose his team? Well, it's not on tape. Yeah. And that is what I hate, is the argument from people. That's the argument. He's not on tape. Well, fuck him.
It doesn't matter if he's not on tape. Because you want to know what? At the end of the day, when a lot of his staff is coming out and saying that could be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, 70 people can't all lie together. That's my final point. 70 people can't lie.
And it's just
2 or 3 people maybe could lie.
But 70.
Yeah, that's kind of also my whole thing with the Deshaun Watson thing. 24 women ain't lying. All right? 24 women ain't out here lying independently. Okay, folks? Miami, you're not trading for him. Carolina, you're not trading for him. Anyone else, you're not fucking trading for him, and you shouldn't want to trade for him. Yeah. All right, on to Dalvin Cook. This just came up in the last literal 90 minutes. One of the wildest, most random stories I've heard out of the blue, as we're all waiting for the OBJ news from Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter tweets this out in response to sexual or domestic abuse violations committed by Dalvin Cook to a female named Sergeant First Class Gracelyn Trimble. This is the response in retaliation to her claims from Dalvin Cook's lawyer. All quote, "The evening of November 19th, U.S. military Sergeant First Class Gracelyn Trimble broke into the home of Dalvin Cook and assaulted him and his 2 house guests. Sergeant Trimble and her attorneys are now attempting to extort him for millions of dollars. While Mr. Cook and Sergeant Trimble had a short-term relationship over several months, she became emotionally abusive, physically aggressive, and confrontational, and repeatedly attempted to provoke Mr. Cook. Sergeant Trimble damaged his vehicle on at least 2 occasions, assaulted him, and attempted to stop him from seeing other women. The state of Minnesota applies the Castle Doctrine, as it pertains to self-defense, which means when an intruder enters your home, you have the right to defend yourself and your family or guests. This right to self-defense includes the use of deadly force based on the nature of the perceived threat. Bit far of a sentence in my opinion. Just taking a break from that for a second. Onward is the story that Sergeant Trimble proceeds to break into Dalvin Cook's house with a perceived stolen garage door opener, maces Dalvin Cook, proceeds to beat him, and the two sorry, I do not want to get any of this wrong. Unlawfully, without consent of the knowledge of Mr. Cook, entered his residence. Upon entry, Sergeant Trimble immediately and without provocation physically assaulted Mr. Cook, punched him repeatedly, and maced Mr. Cook in the eyes, and then maced his 2 house guests. While Mr. Cook was trying to alleviate the burning of his eyes from the mace, Sergeant Trimble sprayed a second round of mace in his face and then proceeded to arm herself with a firearm. Sergeant Trimble forced Mr. Cook and his guests at gunpoint to remain in his residence for the next several hours. During this hostage situation, okay, folks, during this hostage situation, Sergeant Trimble tried to again assault a female guest of Mr. Cook. When Mr. Cook tried to stop the attack, Sergeant Trimble was knocked to the ground and suffered a small cut above her nose. These facts are confirmed by at least 2 independent witnesses. Based on the information, Sergeant Trimble has a prior history of violence, including repeated instances of criminal damage to Mr. Cook's property. Sergeant Trimble broke numerous laws the evening of November 19th, and for the better part of a year, Sergeant Trimble has been attempting to extort money from Mr. Cook. We are confident a full disclosure of the facts will show Mr. Cook did nothing wrong, and any injury Sergeant Trimble sustained that evening was the result of her own unlawful conduct. Shug, chill. Shug, I don't know.
Colin doesn't even know what to say.
I just know there are sites that can get you what you need, and if you need that stuff, seek it out. That's all I'm going to say on that, because that's all we have on that, and it's literally only happened in an hour. It'd be weird if we didn't talk about it. On to the rest of the NFL, Matt. Let's go. What in the world happened? You got OBJ out the door, cleared waivers, not going to cost another team a damn thing except you. You're paying this man's rent. And now, come on. You guys go out there and whoop the Bengals. What is going on?
The same thing that happens whenever Baker doesn't play with OBJ. He wins. His record without like they showed a stat the other day. His record without OBJ versus his record with OBJ. His QBR is up. His yards per attempt is up. Every statistical category is up. Completion percentage, wins. He's got more wins. And people said I was crazy last year when I said it. Well, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we don't need OBJ. Hey, guess who was right? And per reports, OBJ apparently might not end up in Green Bay because Green Bay's front office hasn't been as aggressive as others. But if they put in a competitive offer, he'll still sign with Green Bay. I doubt they'll put in a competitive offer because it is Green Bay. Either way, he's a dumbass. I don't like him. I never wanted that deal to happen because, Colin, do you know who John Dorsey said we would have picked with the 17th pick that year? DK Metcalf.
Well, it's not like Baker would have thrown it to him.
No, DK would actually run his correct routes because that's the issue. OBJ was freelancing in an offense. Colin, you know football. You know what a rhythm and timing offense is.
Yeah.
The quarterback is supposed to look at specific spots.
Yeah.
What happens when you're looking at one of those spots and instead of being where your receiver's supposed to be, they're 20 yards down the field?
Not good things?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, hey. I say 0 because Baker's team rallied around him, and that's what happened with this
They rallied
huge
around
win.
him and his left shoulder.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happened with this huge win on Sunday. And as I said, I got people fucked with me in our fantasy group when I cut Brian Edwards, who got 0 points this week, by the way, and picked up Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Hey, I said nothing.
I know. I said people. I didn't say you.
I picked him up in other leagues and quoted you as my reason why I picked him up. Okay.
Because I know. I was just like, dude's going to be wide receiver 1. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And quick score update in the State Farms Classic. Duke is up 29-25 on Kentucky. As we move into the rest of the NFL, we're going to pull up the standings for the current conference standings. And this, folks, is exactly what we are looking for.
The AFC is crazy.
It is fun stuff here. As we look at the AFC, the current standings, the Derrick Henry-less Titans are 7-2. Ravens 6-2. Chargers and Bills and Raiders and Steelers 5-3. And that, folks, leaves the Patriots as the 7 seed getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, but we're beating them this Sunday, and we're going to take the tiebreaker. Let's move along.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. And still sitting there at 5-4. That plethora of 5-4: Patriots, Chiefs, Browns, Bengals, Broncos.
And then don't
Browns, Bengals, Broncos, Browns, Bengals, Broncos.
Don't sleep on those 4-5 Colts.
No, do not sleep on the 4-5 Colts, because I have a very strong feeling that Jonathan Taylor Thomas is going to come out and absolutely run over the entire league. The dude is a monster. He had like 18 points on 2 plays and went out for like all the rest of the second quarter and finished with 33 points on Thursday night. The dude is a monster. And he just got off the Adam Schefter podcast this week talking about how much it would mean to him to win the rushing title. And let's take a look at the NFC. Cardinals 8-1 without Kyler, as we talked about before, winning this week without Kyler or D-Hop. As we look at the Packers 7-2, but let's take a look over here, folks. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 2 through 6 seeds all lost this week. Every one of those guys lost. Packers lost, Bucks lost, Cowboys lost, Rams lost, and Saints lost. That's rough. That's a rough look. That's not a great look for the NFC. AFC's definitely looking a little more powerful in my book in terms of like just teams I trust more and in teams I'm looking forward to. Obviously, if you're looking in the top 4, do you trust the Cowboys right now? No, not really, because Dak, I don't know who that Dak was. That might be Zach Prescott. I don't know who that was. Is that Zach Prescott maybe? Or Tack Prescott? Or
I'll say this: out of those ones, I do trust the Rams.
I trust the Rams wholeheartedly.
Von Miller still hasn't gotten to suit up for them yet, and it's going to be scary when he gets.
That's fine. That's fine. I look at Rams are good. I'm looking at the Cowboys. I'm looking at the Saints. That's not good stuff right there. So really, this is a 4-horse race. It's going to be Cardinals, Packers, Bucks, Rams as the final 4. And if it's any other team, it might be the Seahawks based on a Russell Wilson resurgence that none of us see coming. Other than that, I don't see another team. The Vikings had their chance, but they blew it against the Ravens.
They blow it every time. The Vikings are the best 3-5 team in the NFL.
The Vikings might be the best losing record team. Like last year, this year, like these guys are just.
Well, not last year. Last year, because last year they were their record because of injuries. They were their record last year.
And everything I saw this week was the Vikings are literally statistically built to beat the Ravens. The Ravens give up more yards after the catch than any other team, and the Vikings get more yards after the catch than any other team. And it was there for them. It was there for them to just put the foot on the throat and put the game away, and they couldn't. And they let Lamar back in, and Lamar is truly putting this team on his back. Going into halftime, losing by double digits. The team's losing by double digits this season. have an 8-98 record. Lamar Jackson is 3-1. Okay? Like, this is what we're talking about. All right. Take Lamar out of that. The rest of that is crazy. This guy's doing it on his own. He is the MVP. If anyone says to me, you have another MVP, show me another team where a fan like me will say, you take the quarterback away, they're a 2-win football team. They are a legitimate 2-win football team. And it's not even close. This Ravens team is doing stuff that's unexplainable. There aren't stats for this other than Lamar is doing it to prove to people that he can do it in any way possible, because everything going into the season was they can't come back. They can't play from behind. It's just not in their makeup. We'll sit down because we're playing from behind and we're kicking some ass. So just strap in, because I honestly don't know anymore. The Justin Tucker field goal, the Chiefs win this weekend. I don't know what else to do. The Colts win. I don't know.
Realistically, there's only two players you could say have the odds over Lamar right now, and that's Brady.
Oh, okay. I accept.
And Kyler Murray.
That's fine, but they won without him. So I think that puts Lamar above him.
I know. I think
that's my only argument. I think those three are the top three, and Matt Stafford. I think Matt Stafford is my fourth guy.
Although Matt Stafford's standings took a hit this past week.
That's fine. You can have a bad game. Lamar's had a bad game too. Lamar had 2 bad games. 4 bad games, if I'm being completely honest. It's games, not halves. Like, halves don't make a whole game. I'll be honest about that. Like, you can have a great half. I mean, he had a great game.
Yeah. But, I mean, some people would say Aaron Rodgers. You got to remember the media votes on this, so he probably just got knocked out of the race for being a dumbass.
Yo, shout out to him for showing up on the Pat McAfee show with a Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker hoodie on, bro. You didn't want any slack before. Wait until you get the nerds against you.
Yeah. When you start seeing people be like, nah, take off that hoodie. Leave
I was
Star
like,
Wars
why
out
is
of
the
it.
Rise of Skywalker trending? And then I clicked it on Twitter and I saw Aaron Rodgers pop up. I was like, God damn it. Like, what is this? This is unnecessary. Okay. Over to the MVP check. We were kind of already discussing it. That's my top 4. I got Lamar, Brady, Kyler, Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in on that top 4. It sucks. We just have to like take Henry out. Like, it really sucks because he was phenomenal. Honestly, one of the most. He was on pace for one of the most amazing seasons ever, and it just really sucks. And the only thing I'll say is, kind of called in the off season because nobody comes back from a 2,000-year season and does that again. So
yeah. I just want to say, I've never been a Derrick Henry guy. I get that he's a physical beast, but he's also super overrated.
Well, define overrated, because
his numbers are inflated because of how many rushing attempts he gets. He's over 50% of the offense.
Yeah, but like, didn't Tomlinson kind of also used to be too?
That was I couldn't tell you because that was before I cared about football.
Yeah, but that was like, I know, but that's the point. Like, these dudes that we hold on pedestals, like, we're all like that.
See, my 2 favorite running backs right now are not. So,
who?
Nick Chubb and Jamar, the boy from Indianapolis. Sorry,
Taylor,
yes. Chubb and Taylor. They have some of the least attempts, but they're still top 5 rushers.
Wait. We're playing this week. You and me.
Yeah.
And guess who's not playing this week?
Taylor.
Nick Chubb got COVID.
No. No, he's vaccinated. So if he gets 2 negative tests within that span before Sunday, which is
brother.
which they're thinking is likely, then we'll be fine.
It's Tuesday, baby. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Yeah, I'm not worried. I got till Sunday.
Still makes it a bit more interesting. Okay, let's move on to the association. Our true favorite sport has truly begun. The NBA is taking shape. Let's go ahead and take a look at the conference standings as we have them now. We got everything we need coming from the Eastern Conference. The Western Conference has yet to show us their true colors. But the East is truly beastly. We have 8 teams with winning records, which has not been the case in years past, Matthew. It has been nothing but losers in the Eastern Conference and winners in the West. The Heat, the Bulls, and Wizards all tied at 7-3. Sixers at a weird 8-4. Matt's Cavs, the Knicks, and the Nets at 7-4. Matt, your Cavs are truly putting together one of the brightest starts to the season. Unfortunately, though, Colin Sexton going down with that injury is going to put a bit of a cog in the wheel unless Ricky Rubio is ready to take it and fully push through and absorb some of those minutes. I'm just worried there's like 15 minutes in there you're going to be missing.
Colin. I'm going to point over to that Knicks game itself, the game where we lost Colin Sexton.
Okay.
We also have not had Isaac Okoro since like the second game of the season.
Okay.
We haven't had Kevin Love the past 3 games. Or 3 or 4 games. We also have not had Lauri Markkanen for the last 3 or 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been winning without a starter and 2
Sexton's gone for like
8 weeks. Here's my point.
Yeah.
Here's my point. We've been winning Collins in these wins. It's not like Collins putting up 25 or 30. He's putting up a nice 15 to 20. His position, his job in this team has changed. So you get Lauri back soon. We get Okoro back tomorrow. We'll probably get Love back soon. So you're telling me I'm only going to be down 1 piece, and Okoro, given the signs we saw from him at the end of last year and the flashes in the Summer League, could probably make up for that on top of providing top-notch defense? I'll take it.
All right. Solid argument. I'll take it. If I trusted Kevin Love, I believe you. I trust Lauri Markkanen more than I trust Kevin Love. Right?
But Kevin Love's coming off the bench, and Kevin Love off the bench has been very trustworthy.
But Kevin Love doesn't like coming off the bench.
Kevin Love loves winning.
But is it real winning? Or is it just like fake winning?
This is real winning because
is it real winning though? That should, you know what I mean though. Is Kevin Love gonna see through this? Is Kevin Love gonna see through? Like, does Kevin Love what does Kevin Love want at the end of this year?
Here's the thing, Kevin
Love happy with the 7th seed.
I think Kevin Love is happy to just be in the playoffs. On top of it, Kevin Love knows if Kevin Love plays well, he could probably get shipped off somewhere and still keep making the contract.
Okay, that was my point. Okay.
And
what is Kevin Love's true motivation here?
That might not be at the deadline. That might be next summer when his contract then becomes an expiring contract.
To the Warriors.
You can only hope.
And he could reunite with his baseball brethren, Klay Thompson.
You can only hope. Cavs would never make that deal. The hate.
He's a better version of. Wait, no, I like Bielitsa so much. Bielitsa is like perfect. I don't need Kevin Love. I have Bielitsa. It's fine. Bielitsa's a baller. He's shooting 54% from 3. Shut your mouth.
I wasn't laughing at that. I was just laughing about. I was laughing at your comments. I was like, wait, no, I don't need Kevin Love. I was laughing about how quick the flip switched.
Okay, that's the East. We'll roll on to the West and take a look at the Golden State Warriors. Are 9-1 after a soft-ass first 10-game schedule coming through.
At least you're willing to admit that's a soft-ass first 10 games.
Look, all right, I wasn't even talking shit the other day, all right? I know. Look, Connor came on brought up the Cavs, and I just had to stand my Warriors ground, all right? That's what we do in Warriors Nation. In Dub Nation, we stand our Warriors ground, all right? And I felt that my ground was being encroached upon, and I just had to stand up for myself. And I'll see y'all on November 18th. That was my only response. All right? That's all I had. Well, let's take a look at this team. Because Stephen Curry goes off last night for 50 and 10 after truly struggling the 2 games prior.
And the first half.
And just coming through and truly just hunting last night, like out on the prowl, and it was awesome. I felt so bad, and God bless Candace Parker because she called it. She said, when you got the young protege coming into your building, you got to show him what's what, and that was LaMelo Ball last night. And Stephen Curry showed him, hey, son, you ain't it yet. I'm still
That was Trey last night.
Oh, Trey was last night. LaMelo
was a couple days ago.
But look, all them boys from the East came running through like they were something, and they just got told they were nothing. So it was kind of nice. I thought that was lit. Trey came through, and he was just a problem. And I think the Warriors just let him do what he wanted to do, and I think that was totally fine. But he is a problem in the paint. But the Warriors don't exactly, when Draymond's not on the court, have a really dominating presence. I mean, Looney is great on offense, but his defense, he's just not confident. Doesn't really make the right decisions in the paint. We got to talk about Gary Payton II. Holy shit! The young glove has come in and absolutely torn apart the Bay. This dude put him in the dunk contest. He's skying from the middle of nowhere, out of nothingness, and just tomahawking dunks. This dude is out of control. This is not the same dude that played for the Wizards. This guy, I don't know if he went in the hyperbolic time chamber with Goku and Vegeta. I don't know what he did, but he came out a new dude. I'm happy he plays for the Warriors. And Jordan Poole's awesome. Welcome to the pool party. That's it.
Pool party with the Splash Brothers.
Pool party with the Splash Brothers. That's it. That's it. It's going to be Steph and Clay jumping into a POOLE.
Coming soon.
Coming soon to a t-shirt near you in Oakland.
Yeah. I think my biggest shock here. God, what happened? Remember at the beginning of the season, everybody was hyping up the Wolves after 3 games.
Oh, they can shut up. Them boys are idiots.
I was like, ooh. But no.
You mean the team that can't sustain doo-doo? Oh, hey, you want to talk about the Nuggets?
Ooh.
So, last night,
Jokic went UFC on someone.
Well, if you watched it, Markieff Morris takes a bit of a cheap shot at the ribs as Jokic
I didn't say he didn't.
That's what I'm going with. All right. Look, I usually stick up for my cousins. Okay. Call these boys my cousins. All right. Markieff and Marcus. I've been with them since the Kansas days. Them boys were I think we're 6 months apart. Obviously, we have the same last name. The boys my boys. That was some bullshit last night from Markieff. You do not do that going up against a dude like that. You are going to get, it's not going to be good. And you're down 21. It's not a good look. And I get it. The Heat are a chippy group. That's how that's how they stay together. That's how a team like that builds an identity, and it's how they build brotherhood throughout the season. And in the moment, the Heat are going to look back on that and feel bound together through that moment. But Markieff kind of earned it. Kind of earned that shove in the back, bro. You did not need to go after his ribs like that while he was shooting. That was just kind of a low blow.
He wasn't shooting. He just wants to pass.
Couldn't see where he's coming from. I'm just not about it. Just wasn't a good look.
I'm very split on this because I think Jokic escalated it to a situation where it didn't need to be.
He's also 7'1", and when he does something, it's not the same as if a 6-foot person does it. He's a massive human.
Keith is only 6'10", so that's not an excuse.
I know, but his arms are like a fucking alien. He looks like an alien. He doesn't look normal. So when he does something, it's not the same reaction. And it also didn't help that Markieff stayed on the ground for 2 minutes like a little bitch, and then got up like it was nothing. And then Jimmy Butler comes over, hooting and hollering, and got fined $40,000. So hope it was worth it.
Hey, he did what he had to do. He stuck up for his dude.
He did, and that's fine. And then the Twitter spat between Marcus Morris and the Jokic brothers on Twitter that was going until 3 o'clock in the morning really kept me going all night. I thought that was fantastic content. It's like, bring that shit over here. All right, cool. We'll show you how we do it in the Eastern European streets. I don't think Marcus Morris wants to mess with the Jokic brothers. I'm just going to say, like, I don't know any of these people personally.
They look
But
like
the
they're in
Jokic
the
brothers
Serbian
give off
mob.
this unverified Twitter vibe of don't fuck with me.
They look like they're in the Serbian mob. That's all I gotta say.
Literally. They're like, look, you want to mess with Novak Djokovic or Nikola Jokic? We'll end you. We'll end you. You guys seen War Dogs? Well, the guys Jonah Hill owes money to. Not good. Anything else in the NBA? What's up with the Lakers?
Man, LeBron, what's going on? You were supposed to be healthy.
So, former Lakers trainer was interviewed by The Athletic and said that the Lakers kind of gave a bit of a undervalued estimate on that 3 weeks, on 3 weeks minimum. Probably not going to see Bron, until at least Christmas. That's my prediction. I don't think we see LeBron until 2022.
That's a possibility.
And
hey, look who it is.
What's up, brother? Hope you had a great show over there, man. And to me, that's not a good look. I don't know if that's the hole that this Lakers team can get out of, because Anthony Davis on a team by himself might be able to do it. But when you got that big old ego and number 0 standing over there, and
Westbrook,
did you see that shot he took last night against the Hornets? The one that was the brick that was so bad in like the second quarter. Oh man, it was atrocious. I had all the screens going last night. I had the Warriors up, I had the Hornets and Lakers up. Totally didn't have a parlay going on the Hawks, keeping it within 4. But was happy to see Steph, score 50. But it's fine, money's.
When people were like, "You're crazy, Westbrook's gonna work," and I was like, "No,
No. Who are these people?
Black people out in Cleveland.
Oh, bruh, he's not it. All right, look, any of the dudes that were going to be it with him got traded to Washington.
Yeah,
the dude that literally the dude that would have worked.
One of the outside of the Cavs.
The dude that would have worked well with him, Kyle Kuzma, gone.
And outside of the Cavs, Washington biggest.
Who is it? Who's the guy on the Lakers that Westbrook can drive to the basket, clear out to the 3, and they can drive in space? Name him. Name him. There's no one. It's a bunch of dudes that want to like dribble, shoot, dribble, shoot. And it's like cool. Like Melo's shooting what, 53% from 3?
Yeah, 60 something from when they're at Staples.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's not going to sustain, but Melo's also not going to like.
Melo's also become a shooter over the last few years.
You did not sign Melo to be doing this in November. You signed Melo to do this in April and May.
Yeah.
You're going to wear him out, and that's not good.
It's just.
Can the Kings finish with a higher record this year than the Lakers? Maybe. Look, I'm just spouting bullshit at this point, but I think that's not crazy. I think the Lakers might finish 4th in the division.
Look, I think they'll bounce back, man.
But 4th is extremely realistic when you look at the Suns, Clippers, and Warriors.
Yeah.
I think the Suns are more built right now to bounce back than the Lakers are.
No, I agree.
That's just wild to me. That's definitely not where you thought this was going at the beginning of the season with a Kawhi-less Clippers and a Clay-less Warriors. It's just wild that. And what did Stephen A. Smith say today? He said for the first time since he was a 15-year-old boy that LeBron James looks like an average human or like a normal human being. Yeah. That does not come without somebody coming to him and saying that stuff isn't right. Right? Like Stephen A. Smith does not go on TV and say that stuff unless he's got multiple people coming in saying, we don't got a lot to say, right? Like he'll say that when he doesn't hear stuff. And that's not good because people usually speak to him like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
No,
Any final thoughts on the league before we move on?
Well, you did have me set this up.
All right. Let's do it. All right.
This is exactly the graphic you wanted, too.
This is literally it. The only thing is it's not like moving, but this is fucking perfect. All right. Welcome to the Rookie Report as we break down the rookies in the NBA. Let's get into it. Matt, you get 2 minutes on your own. Evan Mobley, tell us why everyone except Colin before is an idiot.
Because everyone doubted a unicorn. I'm gonna be honest. You and I both did doubt him to a certain degree because neither of us expected
We didn't doubt what he could be. We doubted what the impact would be immediately.
Right.
So that is where we clear ourselves of any shit. But we both believe
we're like a year or two. So
could be happening.
So it's funny because I was listening to sports radio on the way to class today, and Ken Carmen, who's one of the best radio hosts or the best sports radio host in Cleveland, he's like, I was hoping I'd have Evan Mobley, and he'd be our little secret for about a year. It's like
a year.
He's like our little secret for about a year or two. Just the idea of he's playing great, but not this. But right now, he's the rookie of the year favorite. Some people may want to say Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes came in hot.
No. You can't. No. I won't let you just throw Scotty like that. All right.
No.
They're 1 and 2. They are 1 and 2, and it's close.
I know. Well, let me finish. Scotty Barnes came in hot. You start to cool down a little bit. At the same time, in the battle of the rookies the other night, Evan Mobley outplayed him. So there's that. So with that alone is why Mobley overtook one. He is number 1 in the league in contested shots. He is averaging over a block per game. He is the first rookie since Blake Griffin to score over, I think it's 26 points with 8 or 9 boards, 5 assists, and over 76% shooting in a game since Blake Griffin. Like, kid's special. He knocked down 2 threes in the Garden, 1 in the clutch, like it was nothing. Like, what can you say? Kid is special. I told people thought I was crazy, and I'm like, no, that's who I want the Cavs draft. People are like, no, Jalen Green. They're like, no, dude, there's Kate Cunningham. I'm like, no. Evan Mobley. Granted, those guys can be great. We're on the rookie report card right now. Jalen Green's struggling.
Nah, but that's different. He's not. He's struggling from shooting because he is being pushed into that being that option. All right, it's different. All right, how many rookies of that model have we ever seen truly come in and be successful? Let's look at the dudes that this guy wants to be like, right? Let's look at the guys that this guy wants to try to achieve to be. Let's look at a DeMar DeRozan, right? Who was on rookie DeMar DeRozan? No one. Let's look at rookie Bradley Beal. Had some great games. Wasn't exactly a stunner, right? That's what Jalen Green wants to come out and be. Rookie James Harden.
Still shot over 40%, though.
Rookie James Harden. Not anywhere close to what James Harden is now. But this is just a different thing where Evan Mobley is not the one option on his team. He's just allowed to breathe. Green doesn't have the time to breathe. He's doing everything.
Top of the show, Buck. Open at the top of the show with it.
Yeah. Thoughts of that? Yeah. All that. We got on Sarver and all that stuff. We talked about that at the top. It's going to be a wild little ride for the next couple of weeks. But
then let's talk about the number 1 draft pick. Cade Cunningham, he's coming back from injury. I didn't 10 basically we'll round it up to 11 because it's 10 points. 11 points on 23% from the field goal
first game was rough. He had a better second game.
Hold on. I looked at it. Let me go back because I'm looking at his stats right now. His last game, 6 of 17 shooting against the Brooklyn Nets for 17 points with 4 rebounds and 2 assists.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was his best shooting game of the year so far.
Just also,
but I will say this: he's gotten better each game. Went from 12.5 to 14.3 to 23.5, and now 35.3.
Fair.
So he's getting better each game. So it'll be interesting to see what he does next game. When do the Pistons play next? That's a good question.
When do the Pistons play next?
Yeah, because but no, the rookies somewhat underwhelming. The people,
I don't think they're underwhelming at all. I think they're all exceeding expectations.
You want to know what I find funny? The two that were like, yeah, they're the projects, balling out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and what the fuck is up with the Hawks? About to be 4-8. 4-7 currently. They're not having a good time down in Atlanta. And the Bucks beat the 76ers, or the 76ers wheels finally starting to come off without Ben Simmons.
Here's the wild part. Is the minutes per game. So I'm gonna pull this up. Scotty Barnes leading by 50 seconds. It's by 5/10 of a second.
Yeah.
And then it's Duarte, Jalen Green, Franz Wagner, Josh Giddey, Jalen Suggs, Cade Cunningham, Davion Mitchell, and then Herbert Jones. That's your top 10, and those are the 10 rookies averaging above 25 minutes a game, and then the 11th player, Trey Murphy, is under 20 minutes. So that's what I want to point out is that we have 10 rookies currently right now averaging over 25 minutes a game. And I just think that's fantastic. I don't care how they're performing. I don't care what they're doing. I think that is just great that you have 10 dudes coming into the league actually being able to contribute. God bless Chris Duarte. Anyone who can, anyone talking shit to me, piss off. I love Chris Duarte.
Colin was mad when he got taken.
That's my boy. That's my boy right there.
And Toby's enjoying him right now.
Go Dogs. On to campus life. Let's go, Matt. College life. We kind of remember it. I work for a college. You go to a college. We both understand. Let's get into college football. I'm going to run down those rankings from the bottom. Number 7, Michigan State. Number 6, Michigan. Number 5, Cincinnati. Number 4, Ohio State. Number 3, Oregon. Number 2, Bama. Number 1, Georgia. Matt.
Still don't think Bama deserves to be ranked 2, but I understand. Here, last week, and they explained it. The first week of college football rankings, they're like, well, if Bama loses, they're gonna be out of the top 4. We can't guarantee that. And a drop of 2 losing to 1, I don't see them dropping out of the top 4.
The only way they dropped out of the top 4 is if 3, 4, and 5 do not lose another game. That is it. That is the only way I see it happening. And Cincinnati needs to fucking demolish people.
Cincinnati will probably go undefeated the rest of the way. The question
you need to, and you better not lose a game you better not win a game by less than 15. I swear to God. You will be the number 5 seed playing in the Citrus Bowl faster than you can say oops.
Yeah. Ohio State and Oregon.
If Ohio State comes within 7 points of Michigan or Michigan State twice,
they'll be safe because of how high. No, I don't think so because of how highly the committee is ranking both those teams. They're still in the top 7. So even if
It depends on everybody beating each other up. Who does Ohio State have left?
this week is Purdue, who's been knocking off the
They're
top
fucking monsters.
Yeah, but it
Tie
depends on
yourself
which
to the train tracks and
it,
pray
it,
to God the train doesn't
it
run over.
depends which Purdue you're gonna get though. Like they're the Dr. and Jekyll and Mr.
Oh,
Hyde
I'm
of the
betting
Big
money
Ten.
line. I'm betting Purdue money line this weekend. Call it right now, and I'm texting Matt the whole time.
And then it's Purdue, then it's Michigan State, and then it's Michigan. So
you got Michigan State and Michigan left.
Mm-hmm. Those we always finish the season out with those two games. So yeah, and Michigan State and Michigan are both 12 p.m. starts.
Oh, we got the Big Ten kickoff on Fox. Shut up, Matt Leinart. Shut up, Reggie Bush.
Like, okay, Michigan, I understand that is tradition. That is a noon game the day after Thanksgiving or the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I hate that Michigan State isn't a primetime night game.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. That's weird. Also, shout out to South Carolina beating Florida 40-17. 40-17, folks. At South Carolina, I was there. Piss off, Florida, you annoying little game.
Whoa! You want to know how much respect the committee has for Purdue?
Oh, Purdue's aren't they like?
They went from unranked last week to 19th
to
this
19.
week.
Yeah, it was 17 or 19. Yeah. Also, shout out to Texas San Antonio.
Yeah.
TUSA. Shout out to Tusa. Right? And then Texas University San Antonio.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tusa. What up? Whoa. Shout out to that YouTube comment in the YouTube comments. Okay, over to college basketball. As college basketball has officially begun and the madness almost started on the first night as Akron narrowly almost defeated Ohio State.
They should have.
Ohio State.
Today was the day Colin found out Matt's a bigger Akron fan than he is Ohio State.
I know. I was ready to totally text Matt. Let's go, let's go Zippers. Let's go Zippers. Let's go.
He was like, they should have. The Zips deserve to win that. I'm like, I know. I was rooting for him. He's like, I could hear him say, "Huh."
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? I was ready to go.
Yeah,
Let's go, Duke! Sorry, Duke's playing
Kentucky
right now, 49-48 in the Garden. It is lit. College basketball is going to be amazing this year. We got, excuse me, we got super seniors all over the place. We got transfers, and here is Colin's final four, folks. Lock this shit down right now. If you're nasty, ready. In no particular order. Texas, Purdue, UCLA, Duke. That is my final four. I'm sticking to it right now. Folks, I'm writing it down because I didn't have it written down before. We got Texas, we got Purdue, we got UCLA, and Duke. Those are my four teams this year. I'm sticking to it. Texas has the most unbelievable use of the transfer window in college basketball history. 6 junior plus transfers coming into Texas this year with an already stacked backfield. I think Texas has a shot to legitimately win the Big 12 and take it from Kansas, and no one will even see it coming. Purdue has a legit chance to win the Big 10. This is the deepest Purdue team the Big Ten has ever seen, and I think the Boilermakers can run rampant. UCLA is flat out the best team in college basketball. They return literally everybody from the darlings of the tournament last year that took no one for granted and can absolutely slaughter the Pac-10 or 12, whichever you prefer. Duke will run rampant through the ACC with my boy Paolo coming through as the number one pick in the NBA draft. This year of college basketball is set. We have less people going into the G League, Ignite, whatever other shit leagues got going on. College basketball is where it's at this year. The future of the NBA is set. Look at the players under 25 we got right now in the NBA, and these dudes all there right now. We are good.
I mean, I still like Chet Holmgren coming out number 1, but that's just me.
You sure? Yeah. Okay. I mean, he is a monster.
Yeah, I was just about
he
to
just
say
has to play enough.
Yeah.
He's just not going to play enough. It's not that he's not the best player. He's just not going to play enough on Gonzaga.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out to my Cleveland State Vikings who are playing BYU right now.
Oh, Paolo going up, getting the it's too easy for my boy. Oh no,
we don't
on his knee a little bit.
We don't have a college football team, but we sure as hell have a college basketball team.
Paolo's rubbing out his. Oh no, he's got a twinge in his thigh. It looks like number 1 pick, not looking great. Coach K, also last season for Coach K, gonna be great for Shy.
Don't make me cry.
They'll be great. They'll be fine. Everything will be good. All right, folks. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. If you were waiting for it, because we didn't even tease it. The Braves won the fucking World Series! Are you kidding me? Fuck the Astros, boys! We did it for America! You all got on our backs. We did it! I was at the parade! I did it! We were there!
You mean the parade where they didn't know they should drive slow?
Oh, nobody drove slow. We had 2 parades, Matt. Fuck you. We had the inner city parade. We had the upper city parade. We had 2 parades. What other team has 2 parades? No other team. We gave everybody the love. We gave inner city love. We gave upper city love. I was at the stadium. I saw Big Boy in concert. I saw Ludacris in concert. It was fucking awesome. It was absolutely insane. There was a shout out to the dude with his 3 kids over my shoulder that thought it was a family event. You were in for the wrong fucking show, because the master of ceremonies came out and quoted Jock Peterson, where Jock Peterson said, "We're those motherfuckers." And he said, "I can't say this, but I'm going to get y'all to say it. We're those." The whole crowd. Motherfuckers! Literally 50,000 people chanting it. I'm looking over my shoulder. You still think this is a family event, son? No! This was a monster event. Half-price beer. I stood in line for 2 hours for the pro shop. Spent way too much money. Got in trouble with my girlfriend because I spent too much money. This shit's crazy. But you only win the World Series once. Go Braves. Chop on. I'm done. Resign Freddie Freeman.
You good?
Resign Freddie Freeman. And that's it.
Okay. And with that, that's the show.
Woo!
An hour. Oh, wait. And remember, folks, next week, Hard Knocks is back.
Woo! But on Wednesdays.
It's on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Because they showed the date this morning while I was watching Good Morning Football, and I did math, and I didn't like the math. But we can talk about it. All right? We can talk about it.
That upsets me. Granted, I'm up late Wednesday nights anyways, but that upsets me.
Yes. But folks, this has been Real Sports. Let's go through all the awesome content that we have for you on this channel. Matt, take it away.
Well, tomorrow the boys are back on Really Scared, and they have Adam Collins coming on to talk Nosferatu, the Werner Herzog version from the 70s, I believe.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Then Friday, Toby and I moved Saber Reels up a day to cover Disney Plus Day and all the stuff we're supposed to be getting. And wow, we are excited. Thomas Harper's coming on to talk Disney Plus Day with us. Ooh, it's going to be a fun one. And
I have to,
work. Colin's like, work. My dearest friend and my greatest enemy.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, Colin, do you want to do what you love, but not do anything you also love?" Welcome to work. It's like, oh, okay. But it's like, yeah, like I can deal with that. Like, you want to go to sporting events all day on Saturday and watch 4 basketball games on Saturday? Like, yeah, that sounds great. You want to not be able to do anything else on
Anything
Saturday?
else?
Well, no, but like that other stuff sounds cool too.
So yeah, no Saber Reels on Saturday this week. Sunday, don't know what we got going on. We'll see. Hint, hint, maybe. Monday, back for Spin from the Reel on a later time because someone's got to go see a movie, and we want to make sure the events of last week don't reoccur. So we're doing a late show.
Sure.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, last week we had to cancel because I had a screening, and then Chris and Shug said they do it, and then things came up, and we're like, yeah, let's just do it late, and
Gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah.
Well, folks, that'll do it for the edition of Real Sports. Hopefully, you'll see us back here, same time, same place next week as we break down all the latest and greatest in sports. Keep it real, folks. See you next time.